Good afternoon, everyone here on Speed Gaming 5. We are going to be watching an open league match here, and it is going to be a game 3. We are going to be featuring Ed was supposed to carry us versus Past the Piranha here with a game 3 of Randomizer. How's it going, folks? I am Wolfling0370. Joining me on the mic is Captain 1977. Hopefully, we'll get this layout switched over here in just a matter of moments here. Captain, what are we playing here?
This is co-op Randomizer is featured in week 7 of the league. It's a co-op info share with starting boots and Randomizer with full boss shuffle. It should be a very good match. Both teams went 11-3 during the regular season, and this is game 3, so this is the deciding match for this round. Winner goes on, loser goes home.
That's right. And to my recollection here, because we're playing full boss shuffle, all of the bosses that are possibly available, except for Aghanim spots and Ganon spots because of coding, are all going to be shuffled into a pool. And unlike the normal pool, in which there's going to be 2 Armos Knights, 2 Moldworms, 2 Lamoldas, there is going to be 2 of any of them bosses. There's going to be a duplicate as we get started here.
We are underway. Not much happening there, just piece heart as we do get a map check there. We got 2 crystals in Light World. We got a pendant at Desert Palace.
That's right, and only one player on each team here with Adino and PH on Past the Piranha, and North Schmatty and Mindium on Ed was supposed to carry us over on the left here. And each runner is going to be grabbing their own items here, but they're also sharing what they find with their other teammate. And we get some bombs at Uncle Spot. Good spot for those.
Got Tempadito headed over to Saha here. We got Ice Palace as a green pendant today. Some arrows and $20, so not much going on in Saha's hut today, unfortunately.
No, but that Ice Palace information is good. Oh, was that the red cane on on Lumberjack? Let's go even get a better look on mine's side.
Let's see. I couldn't see it.
Actually, that might have been the hook shot.
Oh, that's even better.
Regardless, that's a required item. Almost assuredly for the seed. Because we know Ice Palace is a green pendant. So, if it's Cane of Samaria, it's hard required. This is an Naga seed. Because one of the medallion dungeons can be a pendant, but not the other one. And both require Cane of Samaria. And the hookshot, likewise, is required for Swamp Palace and also for Ganon's Tower, so it is also required. There's no getting around Aghanim today. This is, let's see, we have to fight Aghanim for, if for no other reason, then we need the item at the Lumberjack tree, which is only available to us after we killed him.
Good times.
Well, at Setting Constellation, our runners at least know it, and they do have the boots. So they just need to get the other materials. The question then is it going to be an early lamp or a late lamp, and are we going to get our swords late or early as well?
Here's Flying Side here on PH side. Got some money. Piece of heart. There's a sword. Okay.
Alright, that's one of the 3 pieces for Aghanim. There's the lamp, which is the second piece. Bow as well, good to have.
Okay. You need a sword or a cape to get in that castle tower now. I mean, this could just easily be a Agassiz to get to Dark World anyway. There's a glove on bottom bender too.
Yeah, it could very well be that as well. Yeah, it's looking like this might be just an early Agassiz, just in general, which probably means that our hammer and other glove are on the west side of Dark World. Which means this could just be because we're getting the early access now, because that hookshot's our only logical way to get to the rest of Dark World. So they're kind of railroading us a bit here, but the information is a little bit early, so it can be routed around.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Here's back and escape for PH. Now with that glove, I'm gonna go ahead and check these items. We did get a bottle somewhere. Yep.
Yeah, we got a bottle somewhere. I think it might have been in the. I think Mind DM went to the escape, but he found a bottle regardless. Turn it in. Only 5 rupees. It doesn't have a blue potion. That's really good. And the lamp is actually really useful for Randomizer because these dark rooms, as you can see, are quite annoying to do if you don't have the lamp. Because imagine running into that Hinox without having any idea what was there.
Oh, no, Mind DM little short on the bottle vendor money. Gonna want to farm up some rupees to get that money. Ooh, highlight crystal roller. Heart container in Dark Cross. We're gonna have to look elsewhere for our item. I mean, we have a bow, we have a lamp. A lot of people be like, "Hey, just go to Eastern, right?" We might not be able to beat the boss at Eastern because this is a boss shuffle. So we find like a cold stare or something over there. We can't quite beat him yet.
Now, something to note is that we just saw a fish actually over by the chicken hut. That's actually a really good spot for that sort of enemy type, because that's something you can pick and give the merchant. You just get 100 rupees, plus a bunch of arrows and bombs, and a full magic refill, I think, on top of that. It's a really good deal.
Yeah, that bottom vendor really likes fish. It's willing to overpay for it, for sure.
Yeah, willing to pay top dollar for fish. Now, folks, we of course need to talk about how the Randomizer works here in terms of logic, because there's people are probably wondering, oh, what's going to happen with the kill rooms? Are there going to be arbitrary bow locks? Well, the answer is simply no. In fact, how the Randomizer works is basically it does all the enemy shuffling after the items are shuffled. So not to create any arbitrary additional bow locks, they prevent the red Gorias and the red mimics, or Igors, from being shuffled into kill rooms. So there's not going to be strictly a bow locked kill room. Well, but the bow will still be logically required for those checks.
Well, apparently we're already on Tempered Sword on North Schmatty's side here, so we have access already.
Ooh. Yeah, and Tapinda also has it, so South Shore is the play for the swords, as we also get the Book of Adora.
Yeah, that could be early desert play as well, so... but, yeah, that Aga play is looking pretty spicy right now. My idea, I'm going up the mountain here. Gonna get that mountain saving quit at least.
Yeah, and meanwhile, past Picanha's PH having to deal with an arbitrary Hinox blocking the path forward. Good to know as well that enemies share their weaknesses, even if they get shuffled around. So, Hinoxes in particular, they just die to a single bomb. No matter how much health they have, they just die to it. Yep. It can't be the ones they create. It has to be one of your own. But still good knowledge to know some of the quick kills sometimes with some of these enemies, just to get them out of your way. Titan's mitts are mirror locks. We just saw them on the Special Rock ledge.
Interesting. Okay, so... yeah, we're still looking for our Moon Pearl here as well, so, looks like Tepe wants to go ahead and, knock out Castle Tower here. Could be Moon Pearl, like on, East Tech Mountain, after you get the hookshot off a Lumberjack, or could just be at some other random place somewhere in the Light World.
Yeah, and we don't know until later here. So yeah, both Norse Maddie and Tepidino, sorry. It's gonna be a hard one to pronounce. Are climbing up the tower right now. Actually, no, Norse is going downstairs for a quick.
Oh yeah, I guess. Okay, so there was a sword in the floodgate chest, and there was a sword outside under the water. So that's just 2 swords right there. Wow.
Well, no wonder the sword is red. It's been completely rusted. Now, there are a couple other nuances regarding the boss side of the shuffle here. First and foremost, if they find the compass, they can then check the dungeon map, which is normally done how you would check the crystals on the overworld, and they can see what the boss is of the dungeon once they have the compass. In addition to that, the blind boss fight is just available no matter what, which is a blessing and a curse, because if it's a vanilla blind fight, you're not going to be able to do the quick kill setup, or the scripted setup at all. Like, the maid is not even in the cell, so it'll be a pretty difficult fight. But last and probably the more important thing to note is that some bosses are not allowed to show up in specific arenas. Most notably is the Moldorm arenas, where only half of the bosses can actually show up, roughly.
Right. Got both members past the Picanha now in the castle tower. My and DM is gonna go ahead and check out the desert area while Maddie is gonna go ahead and do the climb here up back at tower. It's a good idea. Split up your checks here in case there's a Moon Pearl somewhere out in the wild.
Yeah, diversifying the checks here is going to let them cover a lot more ground. It does mean Mind Dam will take a lot longer climbing the tower, but everyone's going to be taking that roughly 5-minute time loss, so it's not too bad in the grand scheme of things.
Mm-hmm.
And finding the Moon Pearl is actually pretty important, with the Aghanim being pretty much railroaded into this early. Ooh, the slug there. We have to be pretty careful with that slug, gotta be. This does a lot of contact damage. And you can see we have an Igor here, but this Igor is of the green variety, so it can be damaged by a sword. Just has a weird palette. And another shield in Desert Palace, but that means this dungeon is boots locked logically, but that doesn't matter too much because we start with boots. That was an invisible Mega Spike, did you see that?
Randomizer's funny. Oh, it's back. Ah. Alright. Tepidino, first one out of Castle Tower on the ledge. It's just 10 arrows, so yeah, we're gonna have to probably go get that hook shot, maybe go up the mountain and see what's in Paradox.
Big key right side of desert. And compass discovered here. If we're getting a check here, and we do. And I didn't quite catch the model there.
I think that was the Arbos Knights, which is pretty free. We have a bow, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue.
Alright, so Armos Knights in Desert Palace. So the Armos Knights can show up one other time somewhere in the world. But other than that, they are not going to be as common to see. Which is fine, because they're actually one of the bosses that is excluded from the Moldom Arena. In fact, it's only 5 bosses that could show up in the Moldom Arena. Moldor himself, I believe it's Cold Stare, Vitreous,
Vitreous, Argus,
Moth. No, not Margus. Moth and
Elmo.
Helmslor King, I think, are the 5. Blind can't show up in the Moldorm Tomb Arena. That's another exclusion. It has to do with the weird situation regarding that stretch of hallway before the Lambo 2 fight. And I believe Trinex cannot appear in Skullwoods Arena because it is just straight up too small.
Yeah.
And we got him.
About now with the hook shot, we're gonna go get a look at Paradox here.
Honestly, that's probably a good call here because that's a lot of items, 7 total.
Yeah, this is the first time past the Picanha has been up the mountain. Gets the information about the miss on Spec Rock.
And PH, meanwhile, is going to be running eastward to check this. So, yeah. Tepidino and PH are now dividing and conquering, trying to find this Moon Pearl quickly. My DM, unfortunately, doing a little bit of misrouting there. Just a minor amount. Does not have the hook shot. But finds the Moon Pearl. So, Moon Pearl is in Eastern. Alright, so our Dark World access has truly been unlocked now.
We pull anything else out of Eastern here. I think we're still looking for the big key, so that's gonna be a vanilla big key in Eastern. Nope, I am wrong. There's the mirror.
The mirror. Alright, so there's the Chinese miss as well. Which means Agadon could have been put off for a little bit later because we could enter West Dark World via the portal at Kakariko. But overall, not a bad thing to get that hook shot as early as we did.
Yeah. It's perfectly fine to think that you had to do Aga Tower anyway, so just go ahead and knock it out. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like the missing Tepe has a gold sword already too, somewhere up here on the mountain already. Probably in Paradox. So we got all 4 swords already.
Yeah, that apparently was an Upper Paradox. Yeah, I don't think we saw the compass here in Eastern Palace, have we?
I don't think so.
So it's on the boss, which means this is going to be a blind pull on the boss. And it's the Lamolas. Pretty easy fight.
Yeah. So Ladmo and Armos just kind of switch arenas here. Indium takes down the first crystal here. And everyone else is rushing to Easter to get that mirror and Moon Pearl, so we're roughly the same spot with all our runners right now.
Ooh, PH unfortunately taking a death there, I think in the upper parts of Eastern Palace. And the boss apparently did have an item there, so... Looks like the compass was in the vanilla big key chest. which was a calculated risk, but at least it paid off. There's our map check. Swamp Palace is our third pendant. So, in a sort of ideal scenario here... Well, no, I say that. But I almost corrected myself. Argus could be in any boss arena. So the hookshot would possibly be required in a dungeon other than Swamp Palace. I nearly forgot about that. And, in addition, it's the potential of 2 bosses being in that arena, which means it would be unavoidably required. Oh, yes, any boss arena minus the ones he is blacklisted from. Alright, big key in the front of Tower Hera as we see Mindium climbing it up. Ooh, a couple of Hinogs here, but yes, there we go. Oh, trying to use some bombs here. Has a... I believe it's a... They have a name, I forget their name. It's not Gibo. Excellent bomb jump there from Mindium, getting the item. Pipidino bringing out the bow to take care of the Lambolas, which is the vanilla strap, but you also have the level 4 sword, which two-slots them, so... bit of a curiosity here. Halbasaur King, meanwhile, at the top of Tower Hera. This is actually one of the more annoying boss fights to get here because he likes to hide over that central hole. So it's gonna be bombs to break that mask.
Yeah, when he's over that hole too, you cannot hit him. Well, we don't have a hammer anyway, so we had to use bombs. So that's also a thing.
Could you not actually use arrows to hit him over the hole?
Well, I meant the hammer. You can't hit him with the hammer, but we don't have a hammer anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yep, Spell Key was on the boss. I don't know if we found the second item in here. I wasn't paying too much attention. Have we seen the flute, actually?
I don't believe so. He's saving and quitting out of there, so maybe he did go both of them.
Ah. Our trackers, Ivy Carver and Pickle Cavill, are having better eyes than us. I completely missed the Floating Island Scout, and they say it's over there, so... Thank you to our trackers for keeping us up to date and honest up here in the commentary booth.
Okay, well... Those myths, that is accessible now.
Oh, was a map in the basement, so... unless the 2 items are on the same floor, then there's something in the basement. We're gonna head over to Skullwoods, meanwhile on Mindium's side.
Okay, so there was 3 bombs in the big chest. And 3 bombs in that chest. So yeah, there's not an item in the basement.
Alright, we get the compass for Skullwoods, and it is Cold Stare. So, that actually works out, I think? Because that means you hard require the Fire Rod to fight Cold Stare. So, That's honestly not the worst boss you could get there. It's a shame we don't get to see Helvosaur King there, because that's one of my personal favorite interactions, but... I mean, it's still thematically appropriate for that boss to be there. Oh, that is a really rude place for a Beamos. Just camping the ledge there over at Floating Island. Meanwhile, Mindium scouts the mushroom at the Bumper Cave ledge. So that could be another item turn later. We do know where the cape is. So we'll have to get that later. Almost to enter Turtle Rock.
Mind you, I'm getting some mirror checks out of the way here. Right, we have ledge.
Yeah, this is just a really rude Beamos position. He's just in the center of Hookshot Cave, waiting to snipe you.
Yeah. Two top runners here getting that flute knowledge, getting that flute off the floating island.
Kings 2 check, meanwhile, happening down on our lower left runner. It's only 20 rupees. PH is going to be checking that too. So I'm noticing that we've got a lot of our non-magic items thus far, but we still need them. We don't have our rods, we don't have our medallions, we don't have our canes. We got our lamp and the cape. That's pretty much it in terms of magic using items.
Hey, Maddie and PH activating the flutes now. See where do they elect to go next. We'll be looking for that hammer.
Alright, Fluto online now for Norse Maddie. They're going to be heading into the Village of Outcasts, where my DM is looking. Find the bobble to be in it. Oh, guard central here at Thieves Town. Immediate compass, and we see our first duplicate. I believe that is another Cold Stare, so we cannot fight the boss here.
That is correct.
And for those once again, folks, any three bosses rather can be duplicated once each. And as it stands, we've seen 2 Cold Stares, which means there can no longer be any more Cold Stares in the pool. But any other 2 bosses can be duplicated a second time. So we can have a second Helvosaur King, we can have a second Armos Knights, we can have a second Inland Molas. Or we can also have 2 Trinexes. Or 2 Arguses. There's the hammer inside Thieves Town, though. What a find.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's just the moment where you're like, I'm not going to go to the back just yet. We got a lot more to do now. There's many exploring Meyer area here. Nothing in Meyer shed here. Mindy, I'm gonna go ahead and knock out the spit chain here. Tepe, you can grab that mushroom on Bumper Cave.
Meanwhile, we're gonna see the Hammerface check. Another Bevo's guarding an area, by the way. Really good position for it, too. Just in the center of the field, able to scout anyone trying to hit the pegs. And alas, only guarding 3 bombs. B is just absolutely getting blasted by it. We did see that it is Quake to enter Misery Mire as well. Norseman now entering the sound does know that the hammer's in here.
Art piece on the Smith. I'm gonna grab the purple chest next, see where that I'm gonna go. Norseman, gonna go ahead and knock out the back of Thieves Town here. Something that no runner has done just yet. So we're gonna see if this is gonna pay off with anything.
Yeah, there could be some items back here. We only found one at least in the magic hammer, but there could be something else back here, like our fire rod, flippers, Kata Samaria. So going back here is going to be a little bit slower, but these checks do need to happen still, because the sooner we get them out of the way, the better odds that these won't potentially bite them later. So money is not really worth it, and they don't need to open up the hole here because we know the boss is cold stare. Doesn't really matter that hole's open.
This is the last chance for that book to be any kind of use here on Mind DM side. Ether Tablet didn't have anything. We get in the desert down through the back way, so let's see if this book is going to be any use. It's a shovel. TBD.
Yeah, to be determined on that one. Not much in Hype Cape either, though. Not a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we got pod open us to us now, so go ahead and knock that out here soon.
Only a map in the chest. Ah, it looks like we do have some audio now.
And nope, shovel not worth it today. Oh, apparently we missed it, but Stumpy had the cane. I totally missed that.
Been... I missed that too.
Yeah.
Oh,
chat, let us know.
Apparently
Stumpy.
it was. Yeah, so it's on the Stumpy. So there was actually we're checking the shovel. So in a way, it did pay out.
Tepe grabbing that mushroom here. With that cane, go ahead and do a fake powder here. Maddie entering pod. First look into pod here. Is the powder anything useful today? No.
Yeah, no use in the powder there. But it was the fake powder, so they know they can turn this mushroom safely now.
Yeah.
Armor for turning in the mushroom, though. Okay, that's not a bad thing to grab.
Looks like
All
BH
right.
wants to do okay, set up a water walking skill once you're gonna go check catfish, or he's not gonna go check catfish, he's gonna go do something else. Making a liar out of me. Where's he going?
Meanwhile, we did get a map check here. We do have Blind the Thief in pod. Pretty decent arena for him.
BH checking floating highlight island. Oh, there's the bombos on floating islands. So okay, that was needed.
Yes, but that also means this flipper's locked. So the question now becomes, where's the flippers? One of our rods has showed up in pod. I couldn't quite tell if it was the ice or the fire rod.
There's our big key.
Looks like our trackers have determined it was the ice rod.
And good to find. We might not run into a Trinex, but if we do, we're just a fire rod away from beating all the bosses now.
Yeah, reaching them is still another matter because at least two of them require that red cane to show up. But it's not needed for the boss fight itself.
Oh, okay. We're getting confirmation now that that was the fire rodded pod, not the ice rod. Okay.
Oh boy! Still a great find there. That means the Cold Star fights are on the table.
We could just be potentially looking for that Quake Medallion for Meyer, and that might be all we need. We might not need that Ice Rod. Until we do.
Alright, time for the Pile Starter's boss, which we know is blind. And oh my goodness, actually, maybe this wasn't a bad good arena after all. I forgot about the spikes.
Yeah, kind of wait for blind to come down to the bottom there, and then you can freely hit him. You got a cape, you should be fine. There we go. And he takes down blind, gets a heart piece, another crystal in the books.
Alright. Another crystal on the board for Norse Maddie. Both members of Ed Was Supposed to Carry Us now with 2 crystals under their belt. Tepino also 2 crystals, but PH has not finished a dungeon yet. Apparently.
Can we get PH to finish the dungeon here? Is that possible? Yeah, that fire rod though, that's gonna take Maddie. I was gonna say Skull Woods, but apparently he's not going to Skull Woods just yet. Gonna go ahead and finish up Gold Stair here in Thieves Town.
Nice strategy there, Norsk. Very cleanly fought. Tepino Mule doing a kern jump.
PH finally gets the knowledge of the fire rod in pod here. Tepe's gonna go ahead and check Catfish. Can we get a vanilla Quake?
Maybe.
Catfish has flippers.
Who's the...
Oh.
Now that's how you undercut a scammer, I guess. Because normally Zora's the one with the flippers. Interestingly, that Tepidino didn't go to Zora, though. I don't think anyone's been up there yet. That was a prime time to check the ledge and get the item and pay off Zora. Oh, wait, he doesn't have money for Zora. That probably is why.
Yeah. Also does not have pod money. He is sitting at 99 rupees. He needs 11 more rupees, and he's trying to figure out what he can do here. You get a little bit more money. He's at least gonna grab this bombos here.
Alright, and that is now in logic with the flippers found. And going straight into ice, maybe? No. Doesn't seem to be. Norris is definitely going to fight the Skull Woods boss, which we know is another cold stare from the biggest spike on the bridge.
And Tepidino's desperately looking for some little bit of cash here. Not finding anything.
Oh, wait a minute. I just realized Norris actually picked up the blue potion that was on the mushroom spot. That's actually really clever. Because of the magic requirement in this dungeon, this cold stare is actually a really difficult one to fight without having a magic refill. And down goes Cold Stare. Davino is just desperately looking for the money here.
And nobody seems to be dropping any kind of rupees at all. And now he needs 21 rupees because he left the stream with Kiki, so he's gonna have to pay another 10 rupees. He's just gonna... Yeah, he cannot find any rupees, so... Getting the pod. This is unfortunate here. And PH finally did a dungeon. Alright, good for him.
Alright, PH finally doing the dungeon. Man under the bridge being checked by Tepidino.
Yeah, this is a new check. We have not seen this yet, so... See if it's any kind of progression at all. Or even just a little bit of money. No, just bombs. Alright.
Yeah, we know where the money is. It's on the bosses, apparently. Alright, Super Bomb turn-in happening now.
My DM getting close to death there on Cold Stare, but... Remember, hey, I got a blue potion. Let's go ahead and use it.
Yeah, I was able to manage the magic pretty well here. And the Super Bomb leads to 10 arrows, a free bottle with the bee in it, and 20 rupees. So the Super Bomb, not really worth that a while.
Tepe finally getting enough money here for Pod.
And Episode Scarce is about to discover their flippers, and Norse Maddie also has over 1,000 rupees on top of that, so we'll be able to advance to the Zor region, and we'll see if Tepidino made a huge mistake in where they went.
Or Not.
No? What? It seems both teams are just going to abandon Zora here, which I don't know why. That was an prime opportunity for Norse Maddie to check that region.
Where is Bibles? That was on Hylia Island.
Well, apparently we missed Tepetino heading over to Zora. My mistake.
That's probably why he was broke.
Norse, Maddie, and mind you, I don't think I've been in that region though. All the same.
Maddie making the play here, going up the mountain here. Probably gonna hit up TR at this point. Still looking for that Quake medallion. Gonna see if we're gonna need that ice rod.
Ice Rod being in Thieves Town would, or not Thieves Town, sorry, Turtle Rock would not be a bad play for it, and especially if the boss is not Trinix. It's fairly good odds, honestly. Oh, hold up. Bottom right corner, pedestal check happening right now, and we got... Anti-fairies to the fairies, the magic powder is on pedestal.
Well, we already know that the powder did not lead to anything, so that's not going to be obtained by either runner.
Yeah, no team is going to be getting that. Still, that is unfortunately annoying because that is a safety that is off the table. And yeah, my team is now checking the Zora region.
And here's our first look into Turtle Rock here on North Maddie's side. Looking for a Quake medallion, potentially an ice rod if we run into a Trinex, but that is pretty much all we need at this point.
Yeah, and for all we know, Trinex is not here in Turtle Rock, but in another dungeon. One of our pendant dungeons, maybe. Well, other than Desert Palace. We know that's an Armos Knights over there. Now, a big snafu is... My DM still hasn't got that hookshot yet, and one of our required boss fights may still be Argus. My DM is the only runner, or all the four, who has not climbed Aga Tower to go get the hookshot off of Lumberjack Ledge.
Yeah, my DM is a known hoverer. I'm really hoping that it does not have to go do Castle Tower for anything right now to get that hookshot, but we shall see. It could be a pretty big time save if he doesn't need it, but if he does need it, he's gonna have to run back there to do Castle Tower.
And yeah, that's true. My DM may be able to get away with hovering here, but we don't know where our Argus spawns are. So it could be at Mire, it could be at Turtle Rock, it could be on the tower climb. And we need the hookshot in order to fight Argus. So it is a big risk that my DM is taking, skipping that hookshot for now. It may not pay off in the long run.
I am in the Ice Palace now here, Pendant Ice Palace, so we're good. Opting to split up their checks here, Norse Maddie, of course, into a crystal dungeon here, and we're gonna see if any kind of progression wants to show up here in Pendant Ice Palace.
Yeah, and another item we're still looking for is that Quake medallion to go to Misery Mire. So they're spreading it out, covering their bases here. Smokey on the first floor of Ice Palace. PH now into Turtle Rock, meanwhile. Tapinov going to fight at the Colster at Blind.
In the cave here, just 20 rupees.
All right.
The TR.
Oh, that was a
Vitreous
quick
in
map check. I
TR.
didn't see.
Yeah, that's a Vitreous in TR, so that's going to be able to be completed. No
Yep.
issues.
So, if there's any crystal... Oh, there's
There's
Quake
the
inside
Quake!
Ice Palace!
Oh, my. Okay.
Okay, so that's GT mode, potentially, for Ed was supposed to carry us. However, we don't know the boss of Misery Mire. If it is Argus, then Mindium will need to get it the hookshot. If it's Trinex, we are still on an Ice Rod hunt. So it is way too soon to call go mode yet because there are still some variables that we do not know.
Yeah. Probably why you don't see Mindy. I'm going ahead and save it quite here. Still continue on in Ice Ball. I was hoping to find at least something else like an Ice Rod here. There's the laser bridge on Maddie's side here. Could go ahead and take the safety door because this cave is rude.
And just grab the second item and bailing. It looks like there's a small key potentially on the boss, or maybe the compass. So just not even a bother checking where the boss is. Laser bridge being checked and scouted here. The third shield has been found.
Small key.
Then the blue cane. Alright, Mindium is going to scout into Misery Mire here. This is going to be solving a lot of answers here. Hopefully the compass is not on the boss, and this will have to be a blind check. And down goes Vitreous, sorry. Got the wrong boss. But that's another crystal on the board for Norse Maddie. My eyes are now glued over to Mindium, though. Also, you might have noticed there's a small map edit here of this room here in the Mimic Cave. Just a minor thing to ensure that you're able to reach all the enemies with the sword.
You'll probably see Maddie rush over to Ice Palace here. Gonna get that Quake medallion.
Another small key. Super Bomb turning for Tepidina. We know this is not nothing. Or we know this is nothing. 2 items here inside Misery Mire. One of them is the half magic. Good find.
Yeah, always a welcome sight at Randomizer.
I think you say that about pretty much any safety, even the lamp.
True.
And no sign of our compass yet. It's gonna be in a really weird spot. And this is a costly dungeon to check for that as well. Big key found. Hopefully the second item or the compass is here. Alright, there's the compass, and it's Trinex! Oh. Okay, we are not in go mode yet. We need to find that ice rod.
Okay.
Oh, but wait! There's a dungeon we haven't explored yet, is there? We have not explored Swamp, and the ice rod could be behind the hook shot, and that would be hard required for Mind DM. We cannot avoid that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, things just got a little bit more interesting here.
Yep, no, so there's our one Trinex. There could be a second one. In fact, I don't think we've seen any other duplicates besides the second Cold Stare. So pretty much every boss is still on the table.
Yeah.
And Mind DM is going to be checking this second chest here, because if this is in fact our ice rod, that's going to be a huge find. And it is 300 rupees. That is the second item in Misery Mire, and that is it. Oh, it was a Moldorm down here. Hello, Moldorm.
Okay. Goodbye, Moldorm.
Funny. And Moldorm had a small key, but that is also the green pendant, so that is going to be another item check for Norse Maddie to do.
And Tepidino does pull the Quake out of Ice Palace now. Looks like PH was gonna do Spike Cave, but then it's like, oh, well, there's.
And one of the other random Randomizer shenanigans is that Moldorm just gets a random amount of eyes. So it's pretty funny whenever Moldorm shows up.
Yeah, Moldorm can have anywhere from 1 to 8 eyes. Honestly, the 1 is creepier than the 8. This is just one eye looking at you.
Alright, green pendant turn in, and Spike Cave. 2 off-way checks. Arrows for green pendant. And
okay.
There it is!
Oh no! PH was about to do that when he got told about the Quake too. Oh no! Oh
so that
no!
is I believe that is potential go mode for the team. No mode for sure.
Yep, unless Mind DM has to go get that hook shot for a Cold Stare. Yeah. Wow.
And with the routing and the positions here, this could very well be Norse going in first and then Mind DM getting the scouting information afterwards.
Remember, PH was in Spike Cave, about to do it when he got told about that Quake.
Yeah, he just abandoned the ice rod. That is really bad timing, unfortunately.
Wow.
Which, to their credit, there can only be one Trinex, and it's an Ice Armos and not required, so they're playing to their outs. Unfortunately, we know better. Now, I think Mindium has not been in Turtle Rocket at all. So while Mindium is going through and cleaning up Turtle Rock, Norris is going to be scouting and getting the big key information, and we'll be going ahead of Mindium. I don't think it's a good idea to go into Turtle Rock, though, because if there is, in fact, an Argus on the way up, then Mindium should absolutely have the hookshot before going in up the mountain. Because the only dungeon boss we don't know is Swamp Palace's boss. That could be a vanilla Argus. It could also be a duplicate of one of the other bosses we've seen. Could be also Moth, who we haven't seen yet either. There's still a very good chance that we have one, maybe even two, Arguses in Ganon's Tower, and they could both be required. One on the climb, one locking the big key because it's in its vanilla room. And no's going around the back side of TR this side because that damage floor is still active for this boss arena. So it is a roughly... It's fairly decent odds that there is going to be an Argus somewhere. Because there is going to be at least one. It cannot be in the Moldum Arena, because that is a Blacksmith location for it to show up. But it could be at Lambo 2. Which is interesting, because if it's at Lambo 2, you can skip the second phase of the fight completely because of how it works. It's just funny. But because of that, there's also something else. And if it's in the basement, that's hard required. You can't dodge it on the ice. Unless the big key is not behind that room. So there is a very small chance that it's just a vanilla Argus and there's no duplicate. But we see that Mindium's on the mountain now.
Yep. Again, no hook shots, so you gotta go this way up to TR.
And because we're in the last parts here, we see actually Tempedino inside Swamp Palace here. So we may be able to get information on the boss. I'd say it's more of a 1 in 4 chance here that we have Swamp Palace being a vanilla Argus here, because we have the vanilla Argus, we have the Mothula chance, and then we have one of the two duplicates, no matter what it is, still being here as well, which both of them have equal odds. I don't think Tempedino has the compass to do the check, so this might be a blind scout.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's looking like the compass is in fact left side swamp. But Norse Manny with the 7 crystals is allowed to enter Ganon's tower. So, folks, we have a game we like to play.
Still gotta do Hera, but yeah.
Oh, right, Hera. Sorry, I thought he already did that. My mistake.
I mean, all you gotta do is just go up the mountain, mirror, Hera, and GT. So it's.
Oh, it is a vanilla Argus.
Oh, okay. Well, that reduces the chances of an Argus and GT. Okay.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah. Let's see.
In fact, what it tells us is exactly what we have inside a GT. Exactly. We have the Moth. The Moth is a GT guaranteed, and our other 2 duplicates are there. One of which could be Argus.
Yeah.
So the only thing we know for sure is that the Moth cannot, or Argus cannot be at the top of GT. So, more than likely, that's where Mothula is. But that means that, besides Blind, any other boss could show up in that arena. In that Mulder 2 arena, or Lambo 2 arena.
Oh boy.
And Ice Harvest is completely open, so let's see what we got here as we go into Hera to get our last crystal.
Yeah, we know there's a helmet here. Don't have to check anything. Just go ahead and do your Hera pot.
Something I wish to do though is let's see some guests in the chat for the game, because we're not gonna have a lot of time before Norse Manny kills Helveser King and then enters GT here. Let's be completely honest here.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and get. Yeah. Go ahead. Where's that GT big key chat? And will we see an Argus at GT? Go ahead and get your predictions in.
I think it's a fairly decent odds. It's very unlikely we're gonna see a second Blind.
There you see Helma over that hole. You cannot hit the hammer when he is over the hole. Like, oh, and then he fell. He gets center hold. Aye.
Yeah, that's why we got 2 floors there.
Looks like PH wants to maybe go back up to Spike Cave here.
And actually, now that I think about it, there's another scenario we're not thinking about here, and that is Cold Stare at the top of the tower. The second duplicate Cold. Oh no, we already know Cold. I mean, dumb. Yeah, sorry, Cold Stare's off the table.
Yep.
Because I was just thinking maybe the ice particles will fall on them, but then I remembered, wait a minute, we've seen 2 Cold Stare. I completely forgot.
Yeah, there could be a Vitreous at World 2. Yeah.
Yeah, Vitreous could also do it because of the random lightning attack. That could stop the hover. Nice. What else could stop the hover in terms of bosses, actually? Helveser King might be able to shoot a projectile.
Alright, PH finally gets Spike Cave. Couldn't find that ice rod. And feel a little bit bad about it because he was already in there once.
It's more than likely, though, the Moth at the very top of the tower, which won't be a problem. Alright, Helveser King down now for Norse Manny. So let's
last chance.
Last chance.
Last chance. Get your guesses in for that GT Bicky.
Yeah, because his portal is just outside the tower, so he's gonna immediately be transferred back to Dark World and then go straight up into the GT. few last second guesses coming in here as we get started. Alright, we're going off Norse Maddie's count. Starting with Torch. It is in fact a small key. And away we go with the game.
My DM takes down Vitreous and TR. Gets their 7th crystal. They're on the way to GT now.
Number 2, keys. Number 3, heart container. Number 4 is 10 arrows. Number 5, the silver arrows. Good find there. Number 6 is only 20 rupees. Now, with Mind DM also entering the tower, this could get a little skewed. Because he might go full right. And find it first. Number 7 there is the 20 rupees. 8, 9, 10, 11 coming up here with the rando room.
It looks like Mind DM gonna do a little bomb jump here, get the Selfless room. Get the silvers at least.
2 pairs of 20 roofs and 2 heart containers here in rando room. Moving on to Bob's torch. Which we will not be seeing Bob today because it is random sprites. Well, actually, we could see him still. Now, the best case scenario for Ed was supposed to carry us is that the second cold stair, or no, sorry, not cold stair, second Argus is in the ice basement, but there is no big key locked behind him. Ether found inside I'd Hope room. Red Boomerang, that is chest number 12, I believe. Or am I miscounting?
Oh.
It's Vanilla Armos Knights! That's the second dupe. So, our third and final dupe is more than likely at the Limbo 2 fight.
It's
and it's a fully vanilla big key. So it all comes down to the upper floors here. This is honestly fitting music that we're listening to now. So, right now, Mind DM is hoping that our third and final duplicate is not going to be Argus. If it is, there's only one spot for him to be, and it's in his way. He cannot avoid it. If it's there, he'll have to leave GT, climb Aga Tower, defeat Aga 1, and then go to Lumberjack Tree to claim his hookshot that he has been ignoring this entire time.
Oh boy.
He does thankfully have the Ether tablet, though. The Ether medallion, though. That one was found. Right in Hope Room. Alright, the gauntlet has been started here. By Norse Maddie. This is going to be the moment of truth. Any boss except Blind is available is at the end of this stretch of rooms. Could be Moth. It's a higher chance to being a Moth than anything else. Because we have not seen our Moth feel a fight. Bombos to clear out of this room here. Alright, here we go. Moment of truth.
What we got?
The boss is
Vinny.
Vitreous, which means Multilus at the top, guaranteed. And that means that my DM is going to be able to dodge the hook shot.
Wow.
What a gambit. That is some amazing luck to just boldly ignore the hookshot in Randomizer. But it paid off. Mind DM with the silver arrows in hand. PH now heading over to what appears to be our Hera to finish things off. I believe he has done a Misery Mire. And has the Quake Medallion. Avidino, meanwhile, entering Turtle Rock. This is their last dungeon.
There's the Moth.
Moth is a ridiculously easy fight because it takes tempered sword damage. And without spikes, it only has enough health to get hit 4 times. Those spikes are really what makes that fight annoying. And without it, the Moth's an absolute joke. Onwards to Aghanim 2. My DM using Ether to great effect here, picking it up in Hope Room. Unfortunately, enemies are still being uncovered, so I don't think the levers could have been frozen. But yeah, we can see the little lightning bolt coin on his head, and we can also see the little silver arrow on his HUD as well.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, PH now down Tower Hera. Has he done Misery Mire yet? Yes, he has. He's entering GT right now. So he does have the Quake Medallion.
Maddie dropping into Ganon here. First runner into Ganon.
Alright, 6 slashes of face to get things started here. And definitely through the first 2 phases with absolute ease. Gonna be entering phase 3 here momentarily. Ooh, took a hit for the fire bat, so I don't think he can take another hit from a projectile. But should be safe otherwise. Alright, PH now with all 3 medallions. Starting with Hope Room.
From my DM. Uh-oh.
Takes a fall there, that's fine. Take it off.
Yep. You got plenty of time.
So now would be probably the bad time to mention here how the final times work. This will be decided by the average time between each teammate's runners. So if North Medi and Mind DM finish first and second, they will by default have the better average. And ladies and gentlemen, North Medi crossing the finish line here as Mind DM takes another fall. That's going to finish at a 124 and change. But it is not over yet. Mind DM needs to get past this jump.
Not having any luck so far.
He's got to hustle, because if he doesn't go get that hookshot, he does not have a buffer here. He has to then go climb the entire tower of Agate Tower, get the hookshot, and then climb the mountain and climb Agate's Tower again. That's about 10 minutes worth of time. He does not have it here. Tempino and PH are both on the hunt for the big key as we speak for Agate's Tower. They are going in any which way they can. So if Mind DM is going to win this race, he needs to get across this gap. Yeah, they are zeroing on this big key. They'll be starting their 5-minute climb up the tower any moment now. And again, average time is what matters here.
Yeah, this hover is not working for my idea. Oh, he is gonna leave. Okay. That.
Yeah,
boy.
This is the smart play. This is the smart play. If he wastes any more time here, he's probably going to have too much of a time deficit. He knows this. So he's just gonna take the L on the hover and just go get the hook shot. But he's got a motor.
Yep.
Because they know where the big key is.
My DM is on the clock right now.
Pass the product could cause an upset here. This is gonna really come down to the averages. To Mind DM's credit, it was a pretty amazing gambit, especially in Randomizer when there's any chance that the hookshot could be required due to Argus. But he's gotta hustle. My DM is making an absolute mad dash. Alright, Tepidino now into the Ice Armos fight. There will be a small difference in time here, because Tepidino has actually skipped the silver arrows? Am I saying this right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
we did not grab them.
that might make the average a little bit more... This is gonna be way too close for me to tell by the averages. It's gonna be crazy.
And he does have a small key. Okay, he's gonna go get him right now.
Yeah, that's the smart play. My idea is up the tower here.
Also does not have a small key either, so he's gonna have to grab him. There we go.
The video is now making the ascent up Ganon's tower. My DM is not having Aghanim behave well for him. Aghanim 1 is done now for my DM, but both runners now are at the gauntlet. At or past the gauntlet here. This is getting really close. Man, DM, you need to motor. Let's see how this shapes up. It's not over yet until the final Ganon defeat. Alright, the hookshot has been acquired. And mind you, save the portal.
I don't know.
I think he might have.
Maybe he did.
No, I was gonna go over this way to get into the
oh, you can't save a portal after Aga anyway, can you?
I wasn't. I would try. Let's say he's gonna head over to Turtle Rock and enter that way. Alright, Aghanim 2 being fought by PH here. Tepino is just a couple floors behind. This is gonna be a really tight average time. Very clean second whisper room there for Tepidino, despite the randomized enemies. And behind him, as PH is finishing up the Aghanim 2 fight, Mind DM is on his way to entering Ganon's tower and climbing up once again. Pressure's on, Mind DM. It's all up to him. Ed was supposed to carry us, more like Mind is carrying the team here right now. Go, man, go. You've got a miracle to make. PH down into the Ganon fight.
Epidino taking down Moth.
This is really close.
Actually gets a nice health refill there from the validation chest.
All right. Picanha's PH is now fighting the Ganon fight. Gets a double there, I think. Really well done. Into the gauntlet here for MindDM. Gotta hustle here. Getting those shadow kills really quick. PH takes down Ganon. Second person to cross the finish line. All right. It's 135-24. For PH's time.
Epidino dropping in the Ganon here as well. Now gonna finish this out fairly quickly.
Alright, MindDM past the Lambo 2 room again. Now ascending up to the upper floors. Epidino now into the Ganon fight. There is still a lot of time here. It's gonna be really, really close. It's a nice quick triple there. And there's the fourth silver arrow for Epidino.
Alright. Epidino gonna finish with a 137.05. Roughly just under 2 minutes behind his partner PH.
Yeah, so the time to beat
136.
Yeah, the average time has to be 136.40. That is the average to beat now for MindDM. He's got to hustle. Already on the molecule 4, though. It's gonna be really, really close. I think he can still do it.
Yeah, MindDM has a pretty big window here. Barring any real big mistakes here.
Yeah, so 136, he's got a 12-minute gap, I think.
Yeah.
So, based on his positioning, he has some time here, but he cannot panic. Alright, into the Aghanim 2 fight. This is really close. Okay, on to the Ganon fight here. So, doing some quick math here, he's got a pretty significant window. So, we'll see here. I think he has maybe about a... I think he has about a 10 to 12 minute window here to make this happen.
Yeah, he's got plenty of time. He should...
Alright, folks, here we go. The Ganon fight for Mindium. It all comes down to this. Into phase 3. Alright, folks. Once again, a reminder here that Norse Maddie finished with a 1:24.08. The average time for past the Picanha is 1:36.40. And Mindium is crossing the finish line here. Looking to be done really strong here. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. And Mindium across the finish line with a time of 1:40.48. A quick rough average here. That is 1:32 and change. Therefore, Ed was supposed to carry us is the winners of this race. Congratulations to them.
EG's to both teams here. Wow. What a finish.
That was really close. If Mindium stuck with that hover for about 4 more minutes, this could have been in Past the Picanha's race to lose. But he decided to wisely dip out as soon as he did, which was the right call. Oh boy. And this was such a big gambit too, because Argus could have been in the way at any point during this race. But he was just in his vanilla dungeon, and nowhere else. So Mindium got really lucky that he could do a hookshot dodge for as long as he did.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's get some runners in here, shall we? Yeah, I'm sure they want to talk about this race.
Oh.
Oh boy. I haven't seen a good average race in a race to come down on average in a good while. And in all of the pigs here, you're now joined by all 4 of our races here. GG's to all 4 of you. Congratulations once again to you Norse Maddie and Mindium, for winning this race here. Walk us to the seat here. Oh my goodness. I have to start with this, Mindium. You were a madman for trying to skip the hookshot and Randomizer.
We had the cape, it was fine. If the boss was too terrible, I was just going to cape. The problem wasn't that I was having problems with the boss, the problem was that I was having problem with the hover. I just couldn't land the stupid thing.
I was referring more so the fact that you were risking the fact that you didn't know that Argus was going to be at any point in your way. Luckily, we found out that he was just going to be in his vanilla dungeon and nowhere else.
True.
Yeah.
I was there.
Maddie, I don't think we ever discussed the possibility of an Argus appearing.
No, not once did that come up.
There was the true carry from Ed. I swiped that golden horseshoe, and we just kind of lucked into the fact that we didn't need that particular object at that particular time.
Well, you know what? It's better to be lucky than good, because yeah, we made some mistakes.
Because we sure weren't good.
We didn't think about things. Like I was telling.
Yeah, we had talked. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just telling them we didn't even look at the ped because we just forgot. Well, we didn't know until the end that there was a powder to possibly be a problem. But yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, yeah, we had talked about it, and it was like, yeah, you know, it might be required. Funnily enough, there was nothing on EDM anywhere, and then on top of that, it was also it might be necessary for, you know, Argus. There's a lot of different possibilities, so I think we both felt okay going to get it, and then, you know, go figure. It's like the one circumstance where you don't actually need it, but I definitely think it was helpful to have. It was just, you know, because it is kind of one of those funny things where you're like, yeah, you know, what are the odds you'll get an Randomizer seed where you don't need it for any of this stuff, and then go figure. It's also just, I think, a tough mode because there's so many weird things that can occur, so it's really hard to predict.
Also, I'd like to bring up the point that PH was in Spike Cave right before Tempedito found that Quake medallion in Ice Palace, and then just said, okay, well, let's go get the Quake. Forget about Spike Cave for now, but that's not going to be required, right? Yeah, it turns out it was. So, yeah, you want to talk about that for a bit, or not really?
It's pretty much, that's what it was. Is we were, I was saying it was pretty close to a 20-minute combined time between what I did and what Tepa did in terms of the additional cost. If I take, you know, 20 more seconds to get to the end there, because presumably Tepa goes and does the, you know, he goes into Mire, and probably I'm doing other stuff, and he goes into Mire looking for the big key, finds the big key, finds the compass. Oh, that ice rod is required. He goes and gets it. We don't do, you know, I don't think he'd done any swamp really at that point. I don't do the second trip back into ice, or green pendant turn in. He did some gross overworld stuff that he wouldn't have had to do. It wasn't quite the full amount because there were a couple of things that we would have had to do in between, I think. But if you look at it, it was like over 10 minutes between being in Spike Cave, and that's a lot. That's even with you know, obviously Mindium had his issue there. Even if he doesn't, who knows exactly how it finishes, because then I'm probably just behind Maddie, and Tepa is probably just behind me on a lot of that. So, but Mindium, if he pulls off the hover, maybe he also is in that same spot. So it's really hard to know. Like that's the tricky thing.
Right.
Yeah, if I land that, I'm probably 2.5 minutes behind Maddie. I think is when I was when I walked into the room to begin with, and sadly, the first attempt was the best. So if I had just hit the one attempt that looked like it was going anywhere.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Is that that would have been really, I think that would have been really interesting, because that would have pulled this much tighter.
Yeah, sounds like it would have been pretty
exactly
close.
how it goes. Who knows? Yeah, because I would have, because I was like 135, and it was like almost 11 minutes, I think, on my end, because. So I'm probably like 125, 126, and then we're both just sort of sitting there watching Tepa and Mindium finish up.
Yeah, the rough averages, from what I understand, was for Ed was so scarce was about a 132, and it was about 136.40 for past the Picanha. So
yeah,
it was.
Like
it came down to a couple minutes.
But that's with Mindium missing the hover, right? If he hits that, their average time is 120, probably 125 something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's like we can sit here and say if only da-da-da, but it's like it works both ways. So what ended up happening?
Yeah.
What ended up happening?
For sure.
All GGs.
Yes. Now, I'm not too familiar with the Open League bracket here, but there's some things going on, because you did not play the wildcard round, Norsk and mine, I believe.
Correct.
So I admittedly focus mainly on the Invitational League side. So how does this shake up things in the playoff bracket for the Open League? Can you explain that for us?
What happens is that Crystal Roller Crew is gonna play Uncle Routers, and Ed was supposed to carry us. Are gonna play the Underachievers. It's already on the website. It changed a little bit. If we want, it would be the other way around. So this is how it is for the lower bracket right now for the semifinals.
All right.
Yeah, he's got it.
Hey, I cheated.
Well, good luck to you guys in the conference semifinals all the same.
Yeah.
Thanks. I just want to say GG's to everyone on past Picanha. It's a great team full of great guys, and I hate that you aren't going to move on, and I don't know. It's I like playing you. I think you're all great players and great people, and that was a fun time.
Likewise, for sure.
Yeah, we knew going in it was going to be a tough matchup, and shock and amazement, it was a tough matchup. Maybe we made that last game a little harder on ourselves than we needed to, but you still got to play the games, and yeah, that was it was exciting. You can say that for it.
So to be honest, I wasn't even going to play this season. I am not in a very good place emotionally. And to be honest, I only played because it's PH and James, and look at them and said, would you be okay if I lose at literally every single match? And they'll be like, yeah, we just want to play with you. And throughout, not only, even before the league started, there are moments in this community where I said, well, I can't do this. I'm not feeling okay. And you see, that kind of, those glimmers of support, even from people you never talked with, just because we like to play this really old game with this really wonky settings or something. And I can only say that I am extremely happy to have joined this league, and for all the support that I've seen around from everybody, be it moderators, people from casters, players, everybody. So yeah, thank you.
Absolutely, and GG's to both runners here, both teams. Again, good luck to Ed. Should have carried us here in the next round. You guys are one group went away from making it the Invitational League next year. So
yeah, and all we have to do is beat a team that got relegated from the Invitational League last season. So yeah, it doesn't get easier.
Please win, so we don't have to play you next year.
Yeah, please.
I don't want to go through this again.
You realize this community only keeps adding people, and people keep becoming better runners every year. Open League is not going to be easier next year than it was this.
No.
That is the problem for the future Tepe.
All right,
President-
got it.
Present Tepe can only say, don't come back here.
All right, well, folks, once again, make sure to follow our 2 runners here, or 4 runners here, rather. Sorry, we're putting an extra race for us tonight. Make sure to also follow SpeedGaming and SpeedGaming 226 so you don't miss any racing action, not just a link to Master Randomizer League. Sorry, getting a bit tongue-tied here. It's late, but you might want to get some sleep early because restream pending. Our next match on the schedule for the Open League is going to be tomorrow at 8 in the morning. Dr. Bombastic, again, Sir Lingalat versus Mupte and Boobsman. A Derp Suite and a Knight versus Con College. It looks like it'll be the All Dungeons listing rule set for that match. And then, even a little bit later in the morning, it'll be Dead Rock You Like a Hurricane. Great name. And Be Pirate. It will also with an AD game. Secretly a Silver, and Only Jeff, and Juden 2 and Holy Smoke will be playing in that game as well. Again, restream to be determined on those matches as well. And of course, as far as the Invitation League is concerned, The next match isn't until Tuesday, it looks like. So
I think that is the last game that has to be decided for that round of Invitational League. I think that's a game 3.
I think that's a game 3. Oh, that's gonna be looking forward to. But yes, I don't think it's a little too far out for us to mention just yet. But it will be on Tuesday if it when it happens. But yeah, folks, make sure to follow our trackers here. Ivy Carver and Pixel Counter, keeping the items up to date and keeping us honest up here in the booth. Also, make sure to follow the ALTTPR League and its subsidiary channels as well, so you don't, as most of these open league races usually happen over there. But of course, make sure to also follow Mike Ocom, Captain 1977. Great working with you tonight. I believe it's the first time we worked together, actually.
I believe so, yeah.
And you can also drop me a follow as well. But from all of us here at A Link to Best Randomizer League, I have been Wolflink0370. We shall see you all next time, and thank you for watching. Have a good night, everyone.
GG, everybody.
GG's.